you for that warm welcome, and I'm not a big deal. I'm a hired hand. You're kind enough to pay my salary. I work for you. My job is to make our government work for you and not against you. Y'all are the big deals. Thank you for making the Dan Beard District great. Part of the Middle Tennessee Council, which is one of the finest scouting organizations anywhere in the world. Tennessee is the volunteer state. We have earned that reputation over many generations, and you are living proof that that tradition continues. Thank you. There are a lot of other things you could be doing, but you have taken out time. You have taken out a substantial part of your life. And one gentleman here said he's been doing this for 45 years. You have done that to help our young men grow up better and our country be stronger. Scouting is the most successful youth development organization in the world. And I'm proud that after its 100th anniversary, under the leadership of Hugh Travis here in the Middle Tennessee Council, that we're one of the strongest areas of that great organization. This does not happen automatically. It takes a tremendous amount of behind-the-scenes organization and hard work and learning and discipline to get all these troops and packs running right. Because y'all know what it's like. With each new generation, you have to start from scratch. You take these precious children, and somebody's got to turn them into young men. Responsible citizens. Patriotic Americans. And you in scouting do that better than anybody else. So here, having lunch in this fine church in Lake Providence is an awesome institution. I thank Pastor Maxwell for allowing us to be here. But y'all are making it happen. You're giving Tennessee so much to be proud of and giving us hope for a much, much better future. So I could not be more grateful to you today. You know, when I look back on my own experience in scouting, that was a long time ago, but somebody here today said it right. And my father was a very fine man. He gave me everything I'd ever want, but my scoutmaster was awesome. Bernard Badalik was his name. He was a Polish gentleman, and we never found out how a Polish gentleman got to Shelbyville, Tennessee, but he did. And he knew more about knot tying and camping and stuff that my father had no idea about, and helped me believe that I could amount to something. Because you can see me right now with these thick glasses, I wasn't exactly a great athlete or anything like that. I thought I was going to die at Camp Boxville. No, I knew I was going to die. There should be a gravestone right there today that says Jim Cooper on it. You go over an old Hickory Lake, and it's not like a swimming pool. You can't see to the bottom in that water. That's lake water. And I knew how to swim. Well, I thought I knew how to swim, but not really, you know. I knew how kind of to take care of me. I didn't know how to save anybody else's life. And that's what scouting taught me to do. I was left on my own devices. I only won one award at Camp Boxville, and that was the dead man's float. That's laying there still in the water, not moving a muscle. And I won a watermelon for my troop. I was proud of that. That's for doing nothing. Just sitting there in the water. But fortunately, I think he was a UT football player. He was bigger than the side of a barn. Was a swimming instructor, and you had to go in and pull that rascal to safety. You had to dive to the bottom of that awful dirty lake and pick up a concrete block and bring it to the surface. This was a heavy concrete block, and I knew I was going to die, either on the way down or on the way up, because I couldn't paddle hard enough to get it up. And you know, I don't know if they still have it, they had buddy tags in those days. When I finally finished and succeeded and got the merit badge, I took that buddy tag, and I still have it today at my mother's house. There's a big old 16-penny nail driven right through the heart of that sucker. And one of these days, I'm going to get an acrylic thing, and I'm going to mount it in that acrylic block so it'll never be destroyed. Because as whatever I was, 13, 14, 15 years old, I didn't think I could do it. I knew I couldn't do it. But my scoutmaster thought I could. And I did. So it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a good scout troop to raise a child. That means it takes a good district like Dan Beard to raise a child. That means it takes a Middle Tennessee Council to raise a child. That means it takes the Boy Scouts of America to raise a child. So thank y'all for making it happen here. And thank you for making it happen every year. I was impressed. Y'all sold $70,000 worth of popcorn. That's an accomplishment. That's right. That's a lot of popcorn. You know, you're making good things happen here. And when small good things happen, guess what? They add up into a great society. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and keep up the great work.
Congressman Cooper, on behalf of Middle Tennessee Council, our council executive in our Dan Beard district, I'd like to present you this small token of our thanks, which reads, to the Honorable Mr. Jim Cooper, United States House of Representatives, Congressman for the Tennessee's 5th District. Thank you for your support and dedication to the scouting movement, especially to the Dan Beard district and the Middle Tennessee Council. Presented this 28th day of January 2012. It also has a quote from our namesake, Dan Beard, that says, quote, "We must depend upon the Boy Scout movement to produce the men of the future," end quote. Daniel Carter Beard. I have to say two things real quick. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm very politically active, and I have strong opinions. Some of you know the second of those better than the first. I will tell you that I was all up in arms about a year and a half ago about something going on in our Congress, and I wrote both of my senators, my congressmen, 2 or 3 congressmen from districts that I don't even belong to anymore, and out of all those letters I wrote, I received one letter back from Honorable Jim Cooper, who, although he didn't agree with my position, was very polite and civil in telling me what I needed to know to better understand the situation. And just the fact that he took the time to send a letter, compose it and sign it, and respond, told me a lot about his character. And I'm sure that that's partially because of his involvement in scouting. The second thing I'll tell you is this past November I was standing at the Veterans Parade downtown, and as every year before, he's always there. Congressman Cooper's walking up the street shaking hands, saying hello to everybody, and I pulled him aside and said, "Congressman Cooper, we need a speaker for our Dan Beard district banquet." He said, "When is it?" I said, "The last Saturday of January." He says, "I'll be there, call my office." And he's here. So I appreciate the fact that not only are you here, but you were here at short notice and didn't even think twice. So thank you for all you do.